Pikachu stood at the edge of a cliff, looking up in awe at the massive fortress drifting in the sky above. The floating structure, shrouded in clouds, had suddenly appeared, casting an ominous shadow over the landscape below. Pikachu watched as dark clouds gathered around the fortress, and lightning crackled across the sky. Word had spread quickly. The fortress was malfunctioning, slowly descending toward the earth, threatening to crash into a nearby town and cause untold destruction. Pikachu knew he had to act. Gathering his courage, he spotted a swirling wind current spiraling up toward the fortress. Without a second thought, he leaped into it, letting the current carry him high above the ground. As he soared through the clouds, Pikachu braced himself for the challenges ahead. His fur stood on end, and the air buzzed with energy. Finally, Pikachu landed on the fortress's platform, his paws hitting the cold, metal floor. The fortress was massive, with towering walls, mechanical gears turning in strange patterns, and flashing lights that hinted at something seriously wrong. Thunder rumbled through the sky, and Pikachu knew he didn't have much time before the fortress's descent accelerated. He sprinted through the open gate and into the fortress, determined to reach the control room and stop the fortress from crashing. Chapter 2: The Forces of Nature. Inside the fortress, Pikachu was met by a chaotic scene. Strange, unpredictable weather patterns shifted throughout the corridors, as if the entire fortress was alive and out of control. One moment, Pikachu found himself struggling through powerful gusts of wind that whipped him back, forcing him to brace himself against the walls. The next moment, a wave of freezing air swept through, covering parts of the floor in a thin layer of ice, making each step treacherous. As Pikachu made his way deeper into the fortress, he encountered fierce, elemental Pokemon who seemed to be under the fortress's control. A group of Glalie appeared, out of the icy mist, their sharp eyes fixed on Pikachu as they blocked his path. With a quick dodge, Pikachu avoided their ice beams, slipping past them with an agile quick attack. But as he turned the corner, he was faced with a horde of Zapdos and Thundurus holograms, each sparking with crackling electricity. Though not real, these holograms emitted bursts of electricity strong enough to halt Pikachu in his tracks. Pikachu's instincts took over as he used his own Thunder Shock to counter the attacks, neutralizing the electrical burst just long enough to slip through the hologram field. He was running low on energy, but knew he had to press on. Each hallway and chamber presented a new challenge: hailstones from above, sudden whirlwinds, and icy floors that tried to slow him down. But with sheer determination and quick thinking, Pikachu dodged, dashed, and weaved through each obstacle. Finally, Pikachu reached a massive door labeled Control Room. He took a deep breath, his heart pounding. He knew the hardest battle awaited him on the other side. Pushing open the door, he stepped into the control room, prepared to face whatever challenge lay within. Chapter 3: Bringing Down the Fortress. As Pikachu entered the control room, he was immediately met with a bright flash of light. Standing at the center was a mysterious Pokemon, a powerful Rotom that had taken control of the fortress's systems. Rotom's mischievous grin gleamed with electricity, and it zipped around the room, manipulating control panels and circuits with ease. The screens flashed warnings, showing the fortress's rapid descent toward the earth. Pikachu knew he had to stop Rotom before it was too late. With a spark of determination, Pikachu lunged forward, firing a thunderbolt in Rotom's direction. But Rotom was fast. Darting between the control panels, it easily dodged the attack, sending a jolt of energy back at Pikachu. Sparks crackled as Pikachu barely managed to dodge the counterattack. The two Pokemon were evenly matched, their electric powers colliding and filling the room with flashes of light. Rotom grinned clearly enjoying the challenge, and sent a burst of electricity to the control systems. Suddenly, the entire room shook, and the descent of the fortress accelerated. Pikachu stumbled, feeling the ground tremble beneath him. Rotom was trying to bring the fortress down faster, determined to complete its chaotic mission. Realizing he needed a different approach, Pikachu quickly studied the room and spotted a lever marked emergency stabilization, but reaching it would mean crossing a field of live wires and avoiding Rotom's relentless attacks. Summoning all his courage, Pikachu made a dash toward the lever, narrowly dodging a bolt of electricity as Rotom pursued him. With one final burst of energy, Pikachu leaped into the air, dodging Rotom's last-ditch attack and grabbing onto the lever. He pulled down hard, and immediately the alarms blared as the fortress's emergency stabilizers activated. The descent slowed, but Rotom wasn't giving up yet. Enraged, it shot toward Pikachu in one last attack, determined to finish him off. Pikachu braced himself, charging up every ounce of electricity he had left. Just as Rotom approached, Pikachu unleashed a powerful thunderbolt, colliding with Rotom's energy. The blast shook the entire control room, and for a moment, everything was still. Then, with a flicker, Rotom short-circuited, its form vanishing into a puff of harmless sparks. The fortress systems calmed, and the control panels displayed stabilization. Successful. Exhausted but relieved, Pikachu watched as the fortress began to float, steadily, drifting away from the town below. The threat had passed, and the fortress was once again stable. Pikachu took a deep breath, feeling a sense of pride and relief wash over him. As he made his way back to the edge of the fortress, Pikachu glanced back at the once chaotic floating structure, now calm and peaceful. He leaped from the platform, gliding down to safety on the wind currents that had brought him up, watching as the fortress drifted away into the clouds. Back on the ground, Pikachu's friends rushed to greet him, cheering for his bravery. He shared a smile with them, his heart full of gratitude and pride. The Sky Fortress was safe, and thanks to Pikachu's courage, the town below could rest easy once again.